new from Panasonic, the MK3500, came onto the market last year. And as you see right here, induction cooktop. The difference with this though, with the new units that we brought on, we have patented the infrared sensor. So what that allows us to do, not only is it the induction cooktop, so induction pans, by having the infrared sensor, it now allows us to use any pan in the kitchen. It could be my aluminum pan, it could be my copper pan, it doesn't make any difference. The pan will automatically be detected by the infrared sensor. So now I have an even base on my pan and everything else. So if I'm doing a product where it's hot and I decide to add something cold to it, it'll recover instantly because the sensor's reacting to the pan actually cooling down for me. By doing this, what we have done here, we've created an environment for you in the kitchen where you're buying one of these units and any pan that you have can be used. So we've changed the way the coil, we've actually making it so it's got more power than it used to have. I mean, there's obviously details we can talk, but very simple explanation is that we changed the way the wires, there's more wires in the coil now. So because of that, it's instant all the way across when we've got the infrared sensor. So now as you see right here, when you're looking at this one here, we just have a pan on this one. You'll actually see also, which is another Panasonic patent, is the luminous ring. And what the luminous ring is telling you, because we're using infrared, there is going to be some residual heat. So even though induction cooktop, when you lift a pan off, it will be warm. With this, because we're using infrared, I take the pan off, it will take itself off, but the ring will stay there until it's actually cooled down enough to clean it. And when we talk about cooling down enough, it is so literally it's room temperature before the ring disappears. So any pan, which is what you're seeing right here. So just over here, just to see right here, just for instance, the single unit is on the market. This one will be on the market by the end of this year, beginning of next year. It's our double unit. So here, just to show you, doing some product, aluminum pan on an induction cooktop. This is most important because this is where your cost savings are in the kitchen. Because if you have to replace all of your pans in a kitchen, it's going to cost you a fortune. When you're replacing just one or two pans, it's not a big deal. But I tell people, there's a picture up in front of us in another booth. You look at all the pans up there, not one of those pans is going to work on an induction cooktop. All of these will. So you see right here, we just took the pan off. I don't know if you can see that from there. This is the luminous ring that we was talking about. So once this basically turns itself off because it's not recognizing there's a pan, it'll still be there as long as there's heat there. We have no heat around it, so there's none of that. There's just a residual heat right here. So this came on the market the fourth quarter of last year. So the unit right here. It's a 3.5 kW, 3500 kilowatt, 208 volts. The reason for it being 208 is you need power. You don't have that with a 120 induction cooktop. That's why when you go into Hilton's and restaurants where they're doing omelet stations and they have the induction out there, it's enough to give them for what they need to do eggs and everything else. This is for more high energy, very heavy loads of cooking. So it's always going to be this. We're never going to do a 120 volts. It's always going to be set for this. So it's a high energy. So that's a very quick overview. Basically the way we're doing it with the infrared sensor, it's allowing us to use any pan, the luminous ring for safety reasons, and this way then we can use all of the different pans.